BondVet is a New York City-based veterinary clinic, and when a statewide lockdown, of course, began to impact its business, the company quickly repurposed and responded by launching telehealth service for pets. We're joined now by the founder of that company, and that is Mo Punjani from BondVet. Mo, good to have you on CNBC. Thanks for joining us. Listen, we all love our dogs. We've all spent a lot more time with our dogs, I would imagine, especially those in New York City. What did you do, and how did you repurpose so quickly your company to adapt?
Thanks for having me, Brian. Our duty as a veterinary services organization is to our entire community. And so as soon as we saw some of the trends in the pandemic and the risks of the pandemic increasing, we needed to offer an alternative to pet parents in New York City. And so we launched our telehealth. What telehealth allowed us to do is offer an alternative to pet parents to get answers to their pets, for their pets.
Yeah, because the pet can't exactly speak for itself. Maybe if it's a parrot, I would imagine, Mo, they can tell you what's going on. So how exactly does telehealth for pets work? I got to imagine just slightly different than a doctor on demand, so to speak.
There are some significant differences to the human telehealth companies that we look to for inspiration. As you pointed out, pets can't speak for themselves. So when your dog has a rash on itself or is experiencing a bout of vomiting or diarrhea, they can't speak. And so what we are relying on is adaptation from both our veterinarians and pet parents. Pet parents are taking their phones, showing us pictures, live video, and our veterinarians are adapting in the way that they're able to treat, recommend different protocols. Not everything can be solved over telehealth. And so we still recommend some pet parents to bring their pets in. The statistics are around 20% of our telehealth visits are required and recommended to come into our practices. Yeah. However, we are saving around 50 to 60% of those telehealth visits a trip to the veterinarian.
You know, and the interesting thing about vets, Mo, is that COVID, the SARS virus, is actually an animal-borne disease. I've actually found a number of veterinarian friends almost more equipped to talk about this crisis than many doctors, simply because COVID and SARS is an animal-borne virus. Give us your crystal ball, Mo, looking a year, 2 years out, what you see not only for your industry and your business, but for the virus generally.
So the long-term veterinary trends aren't going anywhere. We love our pets, as you pointed out. We are going to do our best to look after them, in some cases, even more than we look after ourselves, whether that is from a nutritional perspective, a healthcare perspective, and we see the veterinary industry continuing to be resilient. That being said, we've seen those short-term impacts in wellness visits, for example, and we view that as pent-up demand that is going to increase. From a virus perspective, it's tough for me to say what's going to happen with the virus. What I will say from speaking with the veterinary community is we are confident with the leadership of the entire country and the medical community that we'll find our way.
I like it. Leaving on some optimism there. Mo Punjani of BondVet, adapting, shifting his business successfully. Mo, we like to hear these kind of stories on CNBC. Best to you and your team. Thank you very much for joining us.